Facebook for the blind.
Facebook per i non vedenti.
Facebook pour les aveugles.
Facebook for blinde. Facebook for blinde. Facebook for blinda. Facebook for blinda. Facebook для слепых.
Facebook for blinde.
Facebook sokeille.
盲人脸书。Facebook para los ciegos.
Facebook for the blind.
Facebook for the blind. Un memecast semanal. No aprueba el vudú malicioso o los ataques de magia negra a ninguna de las personas famosas de las que se burlan en FB4tB, pero tampoco nos avergonzamos. Lo haces, boo.
Facebook for the blind. A weekly memecast does not condone malicious voodoo or black magic attacks on any of the famous persons mocked on FB4tB, but we don't kink shame either. You do you, boo.
Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week.
Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, welcome to that time of the week that we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I am your not-so-humble host. I've had way too much caffeine today. Going to be joined shortly by my co-host, Michael Labune, with some funny memes, but right now, depressing news. Oh, it's been pretty crazy, man. North Carolina's experiencing power outages. More than 100,000 people could be in the dark for days. Pence is pushing back on Trump's call to terminate the Constitution. Although, man, it's pretty slow walking. All these Republicans are kind of like, hey, well, what about a guy who condemns the Constitution and the rule of law? And they're like, well, maybe sometimes, if you think about it, maybe. Herschel Walker appears to have not been a resident of Georgia for voting purposes when he registered to vote and voted today. Still waiting for the outcome of the election today, but also, Herschel Walker committed voter fraud because he's registered to vote in Texas. But I guess laws in Georgia are more like guidelines. Found out that nearly a third of Americans regularly get their news on Facebook for the Blind. So this is an important part of the show. Oath Keepers founder Stuart Rhodes convicted of seditious conspiracy in the January 6th trial. Multiple comments about this. For one, he's the only one that didn't see this coming. Well, he saw the conviction coming, but he didn't know how close it was. And of course, the classic, he did not see that coming.
Because he's a Nazi.
The power outages were big news, because it was a malicious attack. And by the way, I had to go and check in the news, and as I suspected, there was a 2013 attack outside of San Jose with disturbingly similar patterns of firing automatic weapons at a power transformer that was designed to knock out power. Also found out that earlier this year in February, 3 men from Indiana, Wisconsin, and Michigan were actually sentenced in a conspiracy to use automatic firearms to destroy power transmitters and knock out power because they thought it would start a race war. So, white nationalism, terrorism, great. Meanwhile, thousands are protesting in South Korea in support of their truckers. The South Korea subway workers are going on strike for the first time. The railway workers and truck workers are on strike. Thousands in South Korea support strike culture. Meanwhile, here in the United States, the Supreme Court of the United States has lost its mind. Alito decided to make a quip about children and the KKK, creating a very awkward high court moment. He started talking about Black Santa Claus and arguments about the anti-gay marriage web designers case, talking about Hamilton and J-Date and Black Santa and kids in KKK outfits. Woo! Good times up there. And remember, it's not prejudice if you call it religion. This is one of my favorite new memes with 1950s family with, they're all throwing stones and the little girl's throwing a stone saying, God told us to hate you. Here's some non-news from over in the Foxosphere. They had a panel that just said, network news coverage of new information on the Hunter Biden laptop story censorship. ABC News, 0 seconds. CBS News, 0 seconds. NBC News, 0 seconds. Meanwhile, on Fox, they almost got it. They almost understood that story. This is a post from Johnny Walker, who posts at Labor Recipes. He tagged AOC saying, I work 6 days a week, 311 days a year. If I work into my day off when I get up, I may be lucky to have 14 hours to myself. I come home at all hours of the day or night, sometimes have to eat in the dark so I don't wake my family. Railroaders just want a better quality of life. Reposted by the other 98%. But of course, Biden picked the wrong side in the railroad union fight and decided to force them back to work without a strike, made it illegal for them to strike. And the Senate passed legislation Thursday, but rejected a House-drawn measure that would have included 7 days of paid sick leave for workers. And the provision's failure is a loss for many union members and progressive lawmakers who have slammed the fact that rail workers have no guaranteed paid sick days. It was also pointed out that during the first 90 days of 2022, the railroad industry made $7 billion of profit. Yes, that's right, $7 billion. And they really only need a few $1 million to cover everybody's sick healthcare days. So it's not that they don't have the money. There's a conflicting story on whether or not Iran's morality police are still functioning or not. Iran's attorney general signaled that the morality police could be abolished. If you haven't been following, morality police took a young woman into custody and killed her, and the country has been in an uproar ever since. So several reports saying, Iran has saying the morality police have been scrapped, but then the New York Times says that after months of protest, the move, which governments did not confirm, might be a concession to the protest movement, but People magazine and others are saying, nope, nothing's changed on the ground. The government's refuting it. The hijab still must be worn, and there's still plenty of reason to protest. Friend of the show, Jackie Kashian, said, God will not be mocked, but you can shoot up power stations and put people at risk in winter. As Moore County, North Carolina have figured out, 40,000 customers have lost power. 2 power substations were damaged by gunfire this Saturday. Gate at one of the locations appears to have been taken off of its hinges. The sheriff locally basically said he was leaving it to the national authorities. And several people in the area said that the reason that the power is out is because God is chastising Moore County because of like drag queen bingo or something. I don't know. He said God will not be mocked. So it's the drag queens. And
may I just say,
please,
that any theology that tells you that God is mocked by queens looking fabulous is a theology that can kiss my ass. It's not just, I'm not even going to take the easy layup here and say that they, in their theology, God cares about who wears high heels and who doesn't, but God somehow doesn't care about who doesn't get to be on ECMO or who doesn't get fucking heat or AC or who doesn't have their oxygen in their home. On and on and on and on and fucking on. God doesn't care about that, but God cares that people are wearing the proper clothes given the time and era in which those clothes are considered appropriate for one gender and not another by some fucking bigots. Jesus Christ. Instead, I'm just going to not do that, and I'm going to say any theology that said God doesn't know that drag queens are fabulous and it's something to be celebrated is not a theology that I can ever get on board with. The end.
There's a standard rule, and we could just set up a Google alert for it, that anytime there is a disaster below the Mason-Dixon line, somebody will say it is an act of God because he's mad about the queers. Just every freaking time. Hurricane, blackout, snowstorm, and it's like there are so many other things for God to be mad about in the South. Really. The gays.
Listen, the only queers God is mad at are the particular queers who have been rude to me from time to time. Those are the only ones. God is down with all the other queers except for the ones that I don't personally like.
So say we all. So say we all. Okay. Birgit Umwela Umbaga, who tweets at Birgit Omo, says, on March 17th, 2023, Canada will expand MAID for mental illness without any plan to provide comprehensive access to mental health care for people who desperately need it. In other words, it will be easier to access MAID than to access mental health care. This is beyond alarming. Now, you're saying to yourself, I'm not Canadian. What the hell is MAID? MAID is the Canadian program that is for assisted suicide. In other words, it will be easier to be a Canadian seeking to kill yourself than to access mental health care. Hashtag dystopia. It's not just for the United States anymore. Dominion, in their lawsuit, is going to depose Fox boss Lachlan Murdoch as part of their defamation lawsuit. That's the one that's $1.6 billion in talking smack about voting machines. So, I don't know. It'd be nice if we could get this all fixed pretty soon. Here's some interesting news for all you Twitter quitters from friend of the show, Doug Henwood. Ben Smith reports in Semaphore, Joe Biden has been rooting for Twitter's demise for years, seeing it as a radicalizing force in the Democratic Party. If Elon Musk gives Democrats a sense they don't need to be on Twitter, this White House will thank them. Interesting. Meanwhile, over on Twitter, after suspending Kanye West for anti-Semitism, Elon Musk has restored the account of neo-Nazi Andrew Anglin, publisher of the Daily Stormer, the internet's biggest neo-Nazi website. Here he is. Here's a picture, and here's a skin-headed guy doing a Sikh Heil thing there and everything. Can we just stop saying neo-Nazi? It's just Nazi. It's just Nazi. They're Nazis. There's Nazis.
They're not even neon.
No. Yeah, look at that. Very limited color palette. There's nothing creative.
Just regular
Nothing.
colors.
Nothing.
White.
Yeah. No one has ever said this man's outfit is fabulous. All right. Oxford Word of the Year, which, by the way, for the first time, and I have now lost...
Too many syllables. Sorry.
I have lost so much respect for the Oxford University because they decided to crowdsource their Word of the Year instead of having academics pick it. And the crowdsourced Oxford Word of the Year, goblin mode. A type of behavior which is unapologetically self-indulgent, lazy, slovenly, or greedy, typically in a way that rejects social norms or expectations. So a troll is, I think, what we call that in American, but in British, goblin mode. So, an investigation in The Guardian, which is posted on my Facebook today, found that 101 child employees have been working excessive hours outside of allowable time periods at a local McDonald's. And the family that owns the company, who owns the McDonald's franchises, fined for making children work excessive hours. Yeah, for 101 child employees, yeah, they're paying a civil penalty of $57,000. So if you're wondering, how is there child labor law abuse happening in 2022? It's because it's so affordable. It's so affordable. We always like to close out with, some kind of animal story, and this is from Lovely Birds. This is a Goliath beetle, named after the biblical giant Goliath. And this beetle, with its wing spread, is bigger than this guy's whole hand from stem to stern. Goliath beetles, largest insects in the world, found in Africa's tropical forest underbrush, and I believe they eat bunnies. That's been the news from Facebook for the Blind for December 6th, 2022. Now handing it off to my lovely co-host Michael Labune with our round one, the wholesome round.
Keeping the whole in wholesome. Starting with St. Nicholas. Feast of St. Nicholas here, everybody. And this is a picture of an image of St. Nicholas holding the Bible, wearing a stole. And it says he's making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out who's denied the consubstantiality of God the Son with God the Father. For our seminarian audience out there.
That's you, Jax.
Jolly old Saint Nick. Sam Flower, friend of the show, Sam Flower, at Milky Goddess, says, babies sure stare a lot for someone who doesn't know how to fight.
Yes.
I'll move right along. Listen, I got a ton of memes this show. Just, you've been warned. Glow fuck yourself. Friend of the show, glow fuck yourself. Glow fuck yourself. We absolutely love you. We miss you. Hope you're feeling better. They post looks like some sort of text exchange, and someone writes, hey, and the other person writes, hey, Just so you know, I'm not gay or anything. And the first person writes, this is Grindr, my guy. And the second person writes, I guess people who are lactose intolerant can't walk down the fucking dairy aisle. Just looking. All right.
Respect.
John Hislop at Slop Rules. Not a friend of the show, just a guy on Twitter. He says, hold on, I got him out of order. He says, can't wait to gamble today. Literally shaking. That's called dedication. And the first commenter says, that's called an addiction. And John replies, buddy, I've been gambling every day for 20 plus years. It's all I think about, and I still haven't gotten addicted. So I doubt it's happening. So fucking checkmate. Like Trash Can Paul. Friend of the show, Trash Can Paul. Like one of our best friends. We love you, Trash Can. He's got this picture from Fight Club with Brad Pitt in the fore, Edward Norton in the back. Brad Pitt is wearing big sunglasses, a very dirty robe, and he has a cigarette between his teeth. Actually, very few people hold a cigarette like that. It's actually pretty uncomfortable, and the smoke goes right in your eyes. Anyway, in impact font right across the picture, it says, this month I'm doing a challenge called December. It's where I try to make it through every day of December.
Yeah.
Trash Can Paul's back. He's got a picture of that one guy from that one show looking really surprised. And it says, Santa deniers on Science-Miss Eve when they hear Darwin claws evolving down the chimney. Santa deniers on Science-Miss. All right. This is, I don't remember where this one's from, but it says, I sent this prank puzzle to my grandpa who loves Trump, and he finally started it today. And you see there's a text message exchange, and it's with this person and mom. And mom writes, is this your idea of a joke? And there's a picture of a puzzle that on the cover of the box, it's a picture of President Donald Trump. But then they've begun putting the puzzle together, and you see it's actually a picture of President Joe Biden. So mom says, is this your idea of a joke? Kid responds, yeah, LOL. They respond, mom replied, well, you're not welcome for Christmas. Your grandpa is furious. Here's a picture of a little girl laying in bed and crying, big tears down her face. And she's thinking to herself, I can't take it anymore. And then we see Jesus standing at the foot of her bed, looking very concerned. And he says, damn, that's crazy. Okay. This picture's kind of a lot.
Wow.
To say the
So
least.
it's a picture of a very, very, very simplified drawing of a woman crouching down in like some sort of yoga pose, with her hands clasped together in between her knees. I don't know. It's like anyway. And then there's a baby crawling away from her, who is right behind her, sort of very near her ass. And so it says, the birthing, welcome to the world. And then this explains, when the baby is ready to be born, the woman will crouch down while playing Coldplay, and the baby will crawl out and turn it off. And then we see that the baby is crawling away saying, this shit is whack.
Yes.
Oh, and I forgot to mention the mom is saying, out you come, little one.
Oh, God.
Here's a picture of I think I have like 3 more memes this round. Here's a picture of Better Call Saul, friend of the show, Better Call Saul. He says, hey, Kanye. He's answering like an old like phone, like a payphone.
Payphone.
He says, hey, Kanye, how's it? Hold on. You said what on whose show? And God, just waking up every day right now, thankful that I'm not employed by Kanye West.
Oh, yes.
This is a picture. What's this guy's name? He was in The Notebook, and everybody wants to fuck him. I cannot remember his name.
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. Thank you.
Yeah,
I was
no,
gonna
not
say
hot. Sorry, not hot.
I was gonna say Jake Gyllenhaal. Anyway, Ryan Gosling, I think, is like county hot. Like if you like grew up with this guy and like you came back and you saw he's like, you know, still working at like the local mechanic or something, you'd be like, oh, that guy turned out to be pretty good looking, but he's not Hollywood hot. Totally agree. Anyway, it's a picture of him looking forlorn as always, and then written across the whole picture it says, "You don't have to check Spotify. You were the most played this year."
Nice.
I think that one was another gift from Trash Can Paul, but I think it was on his story.
Nice.
This is my last one for this. Last one for this round. I don't know this fucking guy's name. He plays some kind of sport. Anyway, no, he doesn't. I guess he's a coach. Reporter asked Christian NBA coach about meeting the quote royal family end quote. His response makes the room go silent. Okay. So here's what happened. I watched the video, but you don't have to watch it. It says Arbella Insurance behind him. I thought it was going to be the name of the fucking college he worked for. Anyway, it must have been in England or something. And they asked this guy what he thought about meeting the royal family. And I took a screenshot right at the point where he says, "Oh, you mean Jesus, Mary, and Joseph?"
Word.
Wow.
And the reporter says, "No, I mean, the king and queen. What's the fucking king's name?"
Chuck.
Ears.
Yeah, King Charles.
Big ears.
And he replies, and he says, "No, I only know about the one royal family, meaning Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, and I don't know too much about the other one. But no, I didn't get to meet him." And I think he was probably trying to make a joke, but it fell really flat because it was British media. And here's what I want to say. I probably don't agree with this guy on anything else and in the world. I don't have to meet him to guess that I probably don't agree with this guy on much. Our first point of disagreement, sports matter. I think he thinks sports do matter. I think sports fucking don't. But we very agree about the aristocracy, my guy. Okay? Like, me and you, we very fucking agree about the aristocracy. So I was like, this is one of those moments where we both took two different paths to get there, but we arrived at the same place.
Right.
So, okay, now we can part ways. I'm going to go back to not knowing what that guy looks like. But yeah, you're right. Fuck the aristocracy. On to you, TD.
Hey, how y'all doing? This is normally where we would do TD's world famous, it's often imitated, never duplicated, short round one. But today we're going to do Oops All Jesters, because I realized when I was putting it together, everything I have from round one came from front of the show, front of the universe, Jason Jester. So yeah, Oops All Jesters for round one here.
Strap in.
Okay. First off, Jason posted this thing from Ken Rubowski, and it's a picture of some kind of bug, and it says, "A tick that makes you allergic, the meat is spreading. A single bite can reprogram your immune system." And Guaco Turtle responded with, "The vegans have launched their first attack."
It has a gun. No one can stop what's coming.
Dude, if that thing nibbled on me, I would just dig a hole. That's all I'm saying.
Just looks like a tick.
Yeah, it's a creepy tick.
Whoa, Ken says it happened to one of his cousins.
Ooh.
Oh God, please tell me you're joking. All right, next up.
She's pretty messed up.
Damn. Next up, we have another one from Jester here, and it's a Canadian goose, also known as a murder chicken. Up against some kind of looks like maybe a mirror, and it has a little rolled up thing next to his nostril, and it just says goosebumps.
Nice.
I enjoy puns. I don't know about y'all. All right, next. Thank you, Sizemore, for laughing at that.
You got it.
I love you, buddy. Okay, next up on the Oops All Jesters, we have just him commenting, "What a douchebag," because it's not friend of any fucking decent human being, Kyle Rittendouche. And he says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God," Matthew 5:9. And then friend of all creation, Ryan Pinsworth, just comments, "You quoting scriptures like Dahmer quoting cookbooks." Ryan Pinsworth, sir, hats off to you, my friend. You are the ultimate friend of the show.
There is no fat on that joke. That is a tight
No.
joke.
Tight.
That's a tight fucking joke. I'm going to say that to literally everyone I disagree with from here on out.
Yes.
That's fucking gold.
Nice.
That goes
Well
in the
done.
Joke Hall of Fame. All right. Next up, I had this for last week, but I didn't participate because I thought I was going to die. Jason just posted a picture. It says, "Everybody, the Monday after Thanksgiving," and it's this very corpulent manatee, and like there's no other way to describe it. Like it looks like a manatee and another manatee crashed into each other, and this is what it's so big. There's not even a neck. It just rolls.
I don't know that I knew the word corpulent before you said it, but as soon as you said it,
Are you
I
serious?
immediately knew what it meant. That's like
You know where I learned that? You know where I learned that word from, Labune? Strap in. Remember the live action Super Mario Brothers movie?
No.
I don't. Michael, you're muted. But yeah, I learned that word from that movie.
Wow.
Don't tell me that movie didn't leave a mark on society. I learned the word fucking corpulent.
Well done. Well done.
All right. Next up. Jester just simply says salute, and he in parentheses it says saluting my girlfriend immediately after sex. Thank you for your cervix. And that is another tight joke in round one, I think. I laughed too hard at that.
Nice.
Bob Hoskins was not who said the line, but yes, that movie with him in it. Yeah.
I think at your cervix is shorter.
Yes.
At
Cervix. All right. Next up.
I don't like that joke.
You don't like it?
Too much plumbing. Maybe it was because you said Super Mario right before that, but it just had me immediately thinking about
to be fair. To be foul.
To be foul.
So wait, you're saying because your plumbing is too short, you don't think this is a funny joke?
Nope. No, listen. I'm sorry. I think referring to a penis as plumbing is also really weird. I think you mean plunger, because when you say my plumbing is short, you make it sound like I have a shallow asshole.
This all sounds like something a short dick guy would say.
Disagree.
I mean, he's not wrong, because I would say that shit. All right, so word. Anyway, next up, I got a picture.
Oh my God, things are devolving quickly.
We'll marinate.
Devolving
Hold on.
quickly.
Yeah, let me recover from that last one. I dropped the bomb on y'all. All right. Anyway. Okay. Next up, just Jester going. 'Tis the season, and it is a picture of a ribbon with some little green thing dangling from it. It says, "That time of year again. Don't forget to hang your mistletoes," because you zoom in on the picture and it's a little plastic toad with a toy missile strapped to its back, tied in a cute little ribbon. Mistletoes. Don't forget to hang that shit.
You know, if I'm drunk enough, that'd work on me.
It'd work on me sober.
Oh, that's true. I've done that.
Yeah, that's how we met. Okay, this is Jester again, and he tags his wife Becky, who's a wonderful person. He goes, "Yeah, Becky," and it just says, "When you told her you were a monster in bed," but then it gets specific, and it's just a picture of Cookie Monster with the 1,000-yard stare, and he's just covered in cookies laying in his bed. I had to make sure at first that this wasn't a picture of me taken last week.
Oh my God, does that look like mornings I've had?
Dude, that's how I go to bed.
Snuggling in the crumbs. This is your last one, isn't it, man?
Yes, this is my last one for this round of Oops All Jesters. And we're going to take that Cookie Monster meme and go straight to another one. It just says Sesame Street is taking a turn when the Cookie Monster sends you dick pics, and it's one of those big fluffy blue duster thingies, and it's held outside in like a leafy background, and it's just pointed at such an angle. It does look like that would be Cookie Monster's cock, which is a phrase I never thought I'd say ever in life.
You always knew you were going to say it. You were always going to say it.
Deep down, I knew one day I would say it on a podcast, a memecast.
Is it so
inconsistent,
TD? Have you never said anything similar? Is it such a shock to the system? I don't think so. I think it's par for the course.
I think it's on your bucket list from last year. 2022, I want to say Cookie Monster cock on national television.
TD just turned into a complete fucking princess.
You fucking caught me, okay? Yes, I couldn't wait to say this shit. You fucking caught me, you bastards. Are you proud of yourself?
You Muppet muncher. All right.
That's the end of round one.
I ruined it, guys. I ruined it.
Yeah,
Let's move
I'm
on.
sorry.
I fucking ruined it.
Yeah, forget about that. Yeah, at the end of round one, oops, all jesters. Over to you, Sizemore.
Just a reminder, round one, the ostensibly wholesome round, a trademark copyrighted segment.
The wholesome round. I can't wait.
Cookie Monster's cock.
We try
Filling
not
the
to
holes in the wholesome round.
try not to scare away the conservatives too early, but okay, fine. This is a post from proper Manchester, the most British thing ever, and we have Stonehenge. Just scones piled on a green in the shape of Stonehenge, and it's lovingly arranged in columns and cross braces, and this speaks to the pasty Anglo inside me.
As a guy who bakes, I now want to make this.
I know, right? Don't you know? But if we made them as Americans, we would coat that in some butter and some sugar and some lard the way God intended.
Hallelujah, amen, God bless America.
I didn't even notice. I'm looking at it closely. I thought this was a blanket. This is like some kind of like icing. This is like some.
It's an edible display, my guy.
That's freaking hilarious. Well done. Andrew Teedy, friend of the show, Andrew Teedy, posts smoky public service announcement for Christmas shenanigans. We get a picture of Rick and Morty from the Killer Mike video with all the psychedelic colors flying around them and reflected in their sunglasses. Friend, want to get super lit and go see Christmas lights? Me, you son of a bitch. I'm in.
No, seriously, I love going to like those big houses that have like the music and they all synchronize and everything. Mm-hmm. You get high to the bejeebus and do that. Oh my God, it'll change your life.
Yep, that's part of the routine, man. Friend of the show,
sounds
Jen
like
Buick. What's that?
I said that sounds like a crime. That's what he just told us to do.
I mean, maybe.
I'm
as long as you're not
TD.
driving, technically it's not a crime.
I'm picturing TD dressed as an enormous elf. With
that was last year.
Lots of red and green. And really red eyes, just standing, lit by the glow.
Dude, you were describing that one house we went to last December. I'm telling you, man. You were there.
Just a regular sized TD in an elf-sized elf costume.
Oh, that's.
Dude, oh God, it'd be so bad, painful.
Area
TD,
man
that should be your
arrested
stage
for
name.
indecent exposure.
TD, I think your stage name should be regular sized TD.
Hey,
standard. This is standard TD.
Hey, standard TD.
Hey, my stage name is actual size, so let's back off here just today. Okay, I only got about half a dozen more for the wholesome round. Friend of the show, Jen Mui, who's often been a guest here, and thanks so much for all the cards and letters. Hope you're feeling better, dear. She says, damn, who's bringing their kid to see a black Santa wearing a KKK hood? Which, if you didn't pay attention to, Alito quipped about children, and when talking about a web designer having to make a website for a same-sex couple, Alito said, should a black Santa Claus be forced to take a picture with a kid in a KKK hood? I want you to picture that.
Bro.
And Jen comments, as though being forced to make a website with wedding information about a same-sex couple is the same as taking a picture with someone dressed to murder you in your lap. Really puts a picture on it. And hey, because you guys are comics fans, I thought I'd throw in a little Batman here. This is a 4-panel with Batman saying, I spoke for you and the rest of the team back there because of Zatanna. and she needs this to know that she can lead, inspire. I owe that to her father. And, I don't know, the bad guy character grabs Batman by the chest and says, I am a demon of hell. And Batman walks away and says, and I'm Batman.
For our listeners, this is Etrigan.
The rhymer of hell. He only speaks in rhyme. Etrigan the demon. Put some respect on his name, Sizemore.
Yeah,
I just did this to make you two do that. So consider yourselves punked.
I believe that. I buy that.
Ding, ding, ding. I win again. All right. Friend of the show, Danny Shoemaker, changed his profile picture, and I really like this. I think we should make this the rules of our show here on FB4tB. Says, being an atheist is okay. Being an atheist and shaming religions and spirituality is silly and not real is not okay. Being a Christian is okay. Being homophobic, misogynistic, racist, or otherwise hateful person in the name of Christianity is not okay. Being a reindeer is okay. Bullying and excluding other reindeer because he has a shiny red nose is not okay.
Hallelujah.
Right? Practically.
Amen.
Practically a creed. This one is titled, They Use CGI to fake the moon landing. And then it's a picture of Lara Croft in Tomb Raider. It says CGI in 1996. And her rack is more of a wedge. It is a wedge. She's very angular and blocky.
I know people probably jerked off to this.
Well, but see, TD, the thing is that people probably jerked off to the real moon landing because people are terrible.
Word.
Just for the record, when TD said people, he meant TD.
When LeBune said that, he was not wrong.
He said that so confidently. I know for a fact that people jerked off to that.
LeBune, do I make fun of how you spent a Friday night in 96? Shut the fuck up, all right? I was 14, man.
Friend of the show, Tiffany Day, was talking about this because we have all had these conversations and discovered that friends of ours believe some whacked out shit. And she says, I literally just had a convo last night with a man that I work with. He doesn't believe we really landed on the moon, or that dinosaurs existed, or that the COVID vaccine is a tracker, or that the COVID vaccine is a tracker. And friend of the show, Karthik, is just like, and they always forget that they have a phone with GPS, like in their pocket. and it is truly astounding the amount of nonsense that actual adults with jobs believe. I'm always like, how do you feed yourself? Anyway, fun stuff, man. I made this meme this week. This is Bugs Bunny looking very smug in a tuxedo and a red rose boutonniere. And he says, I wish all train operators a very pleasant wildcat strike. I had to make this because I can't remember which one of the union labor Facebook groups had posted one that said, have a very pleasant illegal strike. And I was like, that's not really the word for this. See, illegal is when the government tells you not to do it and you do it. But a wildcat is when the government tells you not to do it and you do it, and union management tells you not to do it and you do it anyway. So, have a very pleasant wildcat strike, railroad workers of the United States. Friend of the show, Chelsea Rennert, who is a class act, says when your ex-boss texts you to help after they fired you 2 months ago, assuming that you wouldn't be able to handle the seasonal work. Hey lady, was curious if you had any interest working through the season. Hi, name redacted. Hope you are well, Chels replies. I have accepted a position with another company. Best of luck and happy holidays. Is that a class act or what? And because it's our friend Chels, I know that best of luck means go fuck yourself.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah,
she doesn't
the
say
Midwestern best of luck.
She doesn't say go fuck yourself like any of us would have, because Chels is a class act. She says best of luck. And now,
right.
I'm going to say that too. Gentlemen, best of luck.
Back at you, buddy.
Eve Sternberg, who posts at Elf Sternberg, says DeSantis lawyers were forced by the court to define woke. The lead lawyer described it as the belief that there are systemic injustices in American society and the need to address them. That is the definition of woke. Sean Comfort, who passed along this little piece, says legal definition of woke just dropped. The belief there are systemic injustices in American society and the need to address them. And if you don't fit this definition, you can get bent. One of my favorite replies, Faith at Rose of Windsong says they call it wokeness because calling it basic empathy reveals that they're the ones in the wrong. Tight. That is tight. Is a tight joke.
Tight.
Third or fourth tight joke in this set. And my last one for the wholesome round, rounding it out, father and son in the car having a conversation. Dad, why is my sister named Teresa? Because your mom loves Easter, and Teresa is an anagram of Easter. Thanks, Dad. No problem, Alan. And that rounds out my wholesome round one. Handing it back to you, Mike.
Moving right along. We got round two, starting off with Christian_Nightmares. New friend of the show, Christian_Nightmares. It's a picture of white Jesus wearing a Santa Claus hat. That's all. Here's 3 panels from the first Spider-Man movie. And it's Uncle Ben. He's laying on the ground dying. And he says, Peter, call me an ambulance. And then Peter tearfully says, all right, you're an ambulance now. And then Uncle Ben just fucking laughs his ass off. So, oh, here's a picture. It's got some picture of some like bugs. I see a roly-poly, some silverfish fucking looking things. And it says, if you're cold, they're cold. Put them in your mouth.
Oh my god.
This says, try not to come while playing this game. And it's just a picture of a checkerboard.
Why?
Rough.
Why?
Very rough. Very rough.
It's like
Rough.
Meme Fistopheles. That's a friend of the show, Meme Fistopheles. We love you, Meme Fistopheles. Keep up the good and discomforting work. Anyway, so very classic meme of Kermit the Frog looking at Shadow Kermit the Frog. And regular Kermit the Frog says, I'm too out of touch with my own feelings to try to explain to her why I'm so frustrated with her right now. Why can't I just suffer in silence? This is so fucking uncomfortable. I'd rather do anything than continue this conversation. And Shadow Kermit says, laugh out loud, just tell her she's crazy. Fucking underscore sober as a picture of a woman looking in the mirror. And it says, me realizing I'm slowly getting hotter in recovery and will not be able to use this new and improved body for evil. Here's a picture of a guy who kind of looks like Adam Sandler smoking a cigarette. And here's a picture of a guy who kind of looks like Adam Sandler, and he's wearing a hat that says San Diego Chargers. Here's a guy who just kind of looks like Adam Sandler. He's just not really doing anything. He's just smiling. He's wearing a black shirt. He just kind of looks like Adam Sandler. Here's a picture of Adam Sandler, and it says there's a Facebook group of people who sort of look like Adam Sandler. And that's all they do. They just post pictures of themselves and go, yeah, I kind of look like him too. Oh, I love it. Nice. This is, it says, all right, there's a picture of a philosopher and then over or like on top of a picture of a Chipotle. And it says, you've heard of the elf on the shelf. Now get ready for
Aristotle.
This is Aristotle. Yeah, I hate to break it to you. This is Aristotle. Aristotle on Chipotle.
Grown.
It could be
rough.
It could be Aristotle on Chipotle. No?
I think it's
I
Aristotle.
like that one better. It looks like Robin Williams.
Aristotle on Chipotle. All right. I think this might be my last one for round two. It is my last one for round two. Fuck Memphis at Death spiral _, says girlfriend who says cows when she sees cows, boyfriend who says fucking pigs when he sees cops. Just want to point out that had 39,000 likes. And kicking it over to TD for round 2.
Hey, that would be me.
That's you.
All right.
Oh, that's me.
That's us, man. We
us.
got this. We a team.
Who runs Bartertown? Master Blaster.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
I would totally ride on your shoulders.
For our listeners, I'm shaking my head in disapproval.
Is this Yoda?
It's right after the Cookie Monster cock.
I know you say that, but it doesn't display that way. I swear to God.
TD,
Yo.
I want you to look at me. I want you to look at me in all 4 of my eyes. And I want you to tell me the truth that you're crossfaded.
Not quite. Close.
You're fucking crossfaded, you lying piece of shit. For our listeners, Andrew TD is visibly crossfaded.
I don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
Bullshit.
What does that mean?
It means drunk and high at the same time is what it means.
Well, yeah, aren't we all? Aren't like most of us on this call?
That was the
Drunk and high?
Yes.
that was the
more,
assignment,
no
Mr.
more.
Labune.
I mean, and this boy,
Listen,
Andrew came up with
excuse
Cookie
me.
Monster
All right,
cock.
you know what,
I mean,
man?
Andrew came up
here
with
we
Cookie
go.
Monster cock. I mean, you
Nan,
know,
you're my favorite.
You want me to be sober in this economy?
God damn it, Eric! Make me a host so I can mute Nan.
Michael, Cookie Monster cock's pretty good. That's all I can say. Now, the other thing
You
is,
don't have to say anything. You shouldn't.
Wait a minute. And I will say that all you boys are in rare form tonight. All you boys are in rare form tonight. So you
try and mute her after a compliment, Labune.
Yeah. Now what, buddy?
I'm Irish. I'll mute anybody after a compliment.
No. Okay. Sizemore. That is from. A
We
set I
love
did 2
you,
weeks
Dan.
ago.
You're the best. We bought all that time, Eric. You still didn't find this man's memes?
Dude.
I'm sorry, Labune.
Yeah.
He's had a bad day.
Remember when I said, Michael, maybe you could run Andrew's, memes, and you were like, no, but I'll show him how to do it. And
I want you to know, I'm asking Nan to unmute now because I do miss her.
you guys are in rare form tonight. I will say that. And Cookie Monster cock, like that's a great name for a punk rock band. Cookie Monster cock.
Actually, listen, I want you to know that somewhere in this house there is a CD by a band called Fistful of Caulk, and the cover of the CD is just a guy holding a caulk gun. It's caulk, CAULK, which is the most Midwestern punk rock fucking suburban thing you could ever come up with.
Yes.
Fistful of caulk.
They're from like Iowa or Missouri.
I've never found. It's like there's a box that just hasn't been like opened in like 7 moves. It's just I just moved that box now. This is how it goes. All right, I think. Listen, guys, I'm ready to do my round 3.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Boop. Oh yeah. By the way, we made 2,600 minutes of content this year, guys.
Nope, we're not doing a business meeting. We're not doing TD's memes, please.
They're here, Michael. Okay. Love memes post. Just a very simple philosophy that I wholeheartedly agree with. It says females will stop for Starbucks, but not for gas. And any married man knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
In there.
That's all I want to say. Moving on. Friend of the show, friend of the universe, drug possession laws. Post a picture of a little rundown, kind of crappy little house, and just says the weed dealer down the street got an ATM. And it's true, because if you look just to the side of the door there is an automatic teller machine right outside this little druggy house, and that is where you go get your money to pay the weed man.
Oh God, that's funny.
That's awesome.
Isn't it though? Oh, all right. Moving on to the next meme here. Friend of the show, Chandler Smith. Love you, buddy. See you at work
Oh,
tomorrow.
hey, did you tell him he sucked?
No, because I didn't see him again.
Ah.
I don't. Sometimes I
spelled
don't even
Schmidt
see him.
wrong too.
Anyhow, he posts from the other 98%. It's the meme from that doofus from The Office, and he's pointing at a whiteboard, and it says, "If kids don't belong at drag shows," and he's just sitting there all smugly next to the next thing. It says they don't belong here either, and it's two, I'm going to say maybe 8, 9-year-old little boys with big old smile on their faces. Why? Because they're at Hooters and they're surrounded by 5 or 6 well qualified for the job Hooter girls.
Oh my.
So yeah, if they can't go to drag shows, don't be taking your youngin' to Hooters.
Good life lesson there.
Word.
I think there's like a decent argument that you might not take your kid to either.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, good point. Good point.
I mean,
You know what I'm like? It really is up to you what you think is appropriate for your kids or not. Fuck. Like,
You know,
I,
in my
I don't
opinion-
wanna, I don't want to shit on the Hooters kids or on the like drag show kids. I don't think there's anything dangerous about those Hooters waitresses, and I don't think there's anything dangerous about drag queens. But like,
Agreed.
if you were like, I don't take my kid either place because I don't want them to get fucking COVID, then I think that makes a lot of sense too. You know, I mean, like, I'm just kind of down for letting people raise their own kids. God damn it. Just the main thing is don't tell me what to do with mine. You know, that's the fucking main thing.
You know what I noticed too? I was running little thought simulations there, and I realized I'm probably closest to a Hooter girl in this economic situation. And if I need to take my kid to work, I need to take my kid to work.
Yeah.
Besides, more I love
This is
how
like
you
one of
came
their
at it from an
kids.
angle that wasn't even there.
Well, you know, that's why I'm here to balance out your guys' narrow thinking.
Sassy girl, friend of the show, Sassy girl, posted a meme that my wife actually said something very similar to this recently. That's why I thought this meme was funny. It's just a picture of a person pouring eggnog, the wonderful seasonal holiday drink, and it just says, if you can drink eggnog, you can swallow.
Oh!
I want to say here that this is like, if you take the blowjob connotation away from it, this is actually just like obviously true. Like, if you can drink any liquid, then you can swallow. As someone who works at a hospital, I just want to point that out. Like,
as somebody who regularly swallows, Michael's opinion can be counted on.
This is like not just an opinion; it's also a fact. It's, you know. Anyway.
He's double downing on his swallowing knowledge.
Oh, I don't even know what to do with that information. So we're going to move on to the next one so I can try to Brillo pad scrub that from my memory. In front of the show, Simon Holland posts another nice little philosophy. He says, here's a marriage tip. If you need a new can opener, just get a new can opener. Don't give one to your wife for Christmas.
Oh, yeah, that's a good life lesson right there.
Yeah, my father gave my mom a Dirt Devil vacuum cleaner for Christmas one year.
Good vacuum.
Well, and this was back in the early '90s, so I mean, it was the Dyson of its day. You know,
right?
So, but yeah, I just want to point out that less than 2 years later, they were divorced. Not saying they're related. I'm just saying I kind of get it. Moving on.
Should have bought a filter queen. Anyway.
Friend of the show and my cousin, Sabrina Marie, post a thought from Jonathan Edward Durham. It says, if I could get 3 ghosts to swing by on Christmas Eve and teach me what I'm doing wrong, that'd be great, because I got lots of questions. And you know it's lots because it's all capitalized. Okay, next up here, as soon as my eyesight comes back to me.
Oh, gads.
No, hold on. I'm reading Eric's messages.
Go forward one. Go forward one more. That's where we're at. Carolina Weather Authority, possible acquaintance of the show, says you can't set a Hallmark movie in the South. Unexpected snow isn't magical down here. It's terrifying and always leads to fight at the Piggly Wiggly. And you don't want to do a fight at the Piggly Wiggly. You don't want to do the fight at the Piggly Wiggly. Not the Piggly Wiggly.
Get cousins involved. Shit.
I'm a
You,
big
you,
fan
you
of
do
any
that shit over
punchline
at
involving Piggly
you do
Wiggly.
that shit over at Waffle House where it belongs, not the Piggly Wiggly.
I'm a big fan of punchlines that are Piggly Wiggly and punchlines that are actual punches.
Here we go.
All right, next up, moving on from the Piggly Wiggly. It's a Pub Life posts this wonderful meme. If I better have a friend that would do this for me. It says when your best friend picks you up from the airport, and it's these two dudes standing there, both with just dumbass shit-eating grins on their faces, and one's holding up a sign that says, "Welcome home, Sean. Congrats on your parole. Remember, you're not allowed within 100 yards of that sheep farm," and it's two cartoon sheep with big old no symbols over them. And I need a friend that would do that for me. That's all I'm saying.
That's awesome.
All right. Next up, let's see what we got. Okay. Front of the show, the Dab King posted an interesting picture. Now on the my left, it's a picture of female WWE wrestler Rhea Ripley, and the best way I can describe her is big muscle bound mommy with an ample butt and fishnets.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't think I'm out of bounds. And then next to it, it's a little maybe 12, 13-year-old little homie holding up a book. He's got his nice little button-up shirt and his little tie on. And they're asking the little boy, "Are you religious?" And the little boy just says, "Me." And he's holding up a book, and it says, "The Book of Golf Butts and Fishnets." And brother, what time's sermon? I will lead the course. What's going on, man? I'm down for this church. Okay, I thought I'd get a better response to it.
I like it.
That's niche. I applaud. I want you to know that I'm interfaith.
Okay. I'm with you.
I respect your religion.
I'm with you.
I don't know that I would join the church, but I would definitely attend once or twice with you. You know?
I'm sure. I'm game.
I'd support you at the rallies or whatever.
Totally.
Oh, I appreciate that. Okay, next up, we have, I believe, my last one for round two here.
Last one for round two here.
Last one for round two, right here. DJ3, that's the last one, I think. DJ 3 for 10, front of the show, is a shout out to the people working through the holidays, and it's just a couple of hookers on the corner.
Sex work is work.
And hey, I have a funny story about this. Then I will give it to Sizemore, I promise. We were driving through downtown Indianapolis in December. My brother was like maybe 7 years old, right? And we're up at an intersection, and the windows were down because it's kind of warm. And my grandma's riding with my dad in the truck, and she goes, "Keenan, why are those women dressed like that standing on the corner?" And he goes, "Because those are working women, Mom." And my brother, like I said, 6 or 7 years old in the back, goes, "Working women? Oh, you mean they're fucking whores?" Dad just gunned it through like the next 3 red lights.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's my little brother. I'll let you guess who he voted for in the last election.
That's the thing I want to point out to our listeners is that the setting of that joke was Indiana. Surprising no one, Indiana. I believe the state bird of Indiana is premature ejaculation. And I don't know why they won't change it.
Because it's fucking accurate. Okay, it's fucking accurate. Fuck you. Moving on. Next, Sizemore, go.
The main export of your home is heart disease. Eric.
Yeah, I did just have an open heart surgery not even 5 months ago.
Well, was that because you had to renew your Indiana fucking residency or something?
No, that was actually the last step in me denouncing my Indiana citizenship and becoming a full-fledged Illinoisan.
Trusting old Sawbones was you letting go of Indiana.
You got to take off your last leech and renounce all Hoosier beliefs.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
I can still like a tenderloin, though.
All right, round two, the irreverent round. Copyrighted trademark position of blah, 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 blah. So this is a post that I did from The Chaser that says, Elon Musk launches new Twitter-scented candle that smells like $44 billion going up in smoke. It's a nice blue candle with little blue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Woo.
Fun stuff, fun stuff. Coffee Party USA brings us this post. Says these scams are getting more and more complex. Nearly fell for this one. Sanjeet Patel says, "Hello, I am the IRS. You need to pay me $1,500 in Walmart gift cards or you will be placed under the rest." Nearly fell for this one, boys. I've been thinking about that too, man. Placed under the rest. And I'm just like, honey, if you could promise me that you would give me some rest, you can place me under it. All right, moving on. There's a picture of Family Guy saying, "Oh, you found some internet memes. You must be funny." Which I've been posting.
I fucking resemble that.
I've been posting on people's threads just constantly. Which, by the way, I don't know if you saw this one. I don't have a copy of it, but it's talking about every time somebody posts their Spotify Wrapped, you just comment under it, "Well, that's problematic." And then if they ask why, you just go, "Hey, I'm not here to teach you. Do your own research."
Yeah. Nobody's paying me to educate you. You need to do your own work.
There's a lot of people who are sweating over how much they listen to Kanye this year. That's what I knew. It was very strange. All right, here. This is fun. Jessica, friend of the show, Jessica K.A.L. Burbank, MPA, who tweets at Jessica L. Burbank, says, "The man who said Instagram thoughts don't get to express political opinions and called me a 5 out of 10 is gone? Question mark, question mark, question mark." And it's Jackson Hinkle. The account is suspended, and she's just giving the look like, yeah. Jessica Burbank does excellent economic analysis on TYT and some of the other programs there, and I have really enjoyed a lot of her stories. And if somebody heckled her and got suspended, I am here for it. You go, girl. All right. This next one is a picture of Winnie the Pooh, and he's sort of squinting through his eyes, trying to stare at a piece of paper like he's got a bit of fluff in his eyes. It says, "Me showing my mom a funny meme. My mom." And dude, this is based on a true story, and apparently not just me, because I did this in real life, and then I saw this one posted, somebody else's mom, and I was like, "Oh, my mom makes those same little furrows in the middle of her forehead, just like that." With the
My mom's are
look.
permanent.
Yeah. I don't know if I told you boys this, but I once sent a picture to my whole family. That was a picture of a parking lot, you know, like the concrete berms and the yellow stripes. And I said, "I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going through a lot right now." And my dad called me.
That's really sweet.
I just love the
That's
fact
really
that Sizemore
sweet.
had to describe what a parking lot looked like to us.
It said in white impact font over the picture, "I'm going through a lot."
Oh, excuse me for breaking in here, gentlemen. Breaking news. Senator Ralph Warnock has defeated Herschel Walker in the Georgia runoff election, solidifying the Democrats' majority in the
Praise the gods.
Oh, that is awesome. Oh. I think I just wet myself a little bit. I'm so relaxed and overjoyous now. All right, moving on. I only got about 4 more for the irreverent round here. This one's just a picture of the little fist kid who's giving the thing from many, many memes, and it says, "My goal for 2020," and I think you can just adapt this for 2023. "My goal for 2023 is to accomplish the goals of 2019, which I should have done in 2018 because I promised them in 2017 and plan to do them in 2016.
Yeah.
I've already decided to start working on my New Year's resolutions now so I can get started early failing. 13 months of failing. Friend of the show, Father Nathan Monk, posts this little seasonal reminder that Mary knew. Says, "Mary, did you know is a biblically inaccurate song? Yes, Mary knew. She was the first to know, the first to believe, the first to preach the gospel, the first theologian, and wrote the first hymn about Jesus. You only know because she told you. Worst Christmas song ever." In the comment, you notice it had 645 comments and 465 shares. There were some angry disagreements.
I listen. I'm gonna tell you the right answer here, Father Nathan Monk. We love you. You're not just a friend of the show. You're the vicar of the show.
It's
So,
true.
Yeah, thank you, Father Nathan Monk, for everything you do. But you're fucking dog shit wrong on this one. Here's the thing. Yes, the Magnificat of Mary. Yes, Mary fucking knew. No, that's not the point of the song. Okay, it's just like everybody who has a hot take on Plato's Republic. You don't fucking get it. You just didn't get it. It's a sweet song. He's saying like, there's no way, even whatever Mary knew, yes, she was a revolutionary. She was fucking amazing. She doesn't get enough credit by Protestants. Okay, for sure. Especially Protestants who are fucking quote unquote Christian comedians like Mark Lowry who wrote that song. But the song is really pretty. It's like the only good thing Mark Lowry ever did. And it's more saying like, could you ever have imagined like what actually became? Of course, Mary had some idea. She had a vision. She knew, but she didn't imagine like, she definitely didn't imagine like AK-47 Republican Jesus. Like there's definitely a lot that Mary didn't know. First of all, she probably had no idea there'd be a white Jesus. So anyway, my whole point is like, the song's pretty, leave it alone. There's definitely worse Christmas songs.
All right.
That's it.
All right. Well, as long as we're like,
one Paul McCartney did.
as long as we're doing little PSAs and shit in the middle of round two.
You trigger me. You trigger me on purpose. Don't shame me for it.
I trigger you because it's easy, Snowflake. That's and
thing called worse by better.
I know, and I'm easily amused, so it's guaranteed entertainment every week. So I wanted to let you guys know, that I have this hobby of debating online, and really, honestly, if you watch, I try to do it without calling anybody names, or I try to be nice and civil about it, and I try to just post links and educate people and see how many ways I can fail to educate.
You're a master debater.
Thank you. I think you're a cunning linguist. But anyway, this week I tried out something new, and I thought I would let you know. I had friends that were literally, you know, the gag you were talking about, Michael, with like, just post your YouTube link, you want to.
Yeah.
It's now gotten to TikTok, and I was debating, and Kenneth, you'll love this. I was debating adrenochrome, and with QAnon people that were just all over the place. So I tried a new tactic. From the X-Files, The Truth Is Out There. I just posted, The Truth Is Out There, but it's probably not in a video you found on YouTube, Hazel.
Fucking Hazel.
Well, Hazel.
Classic Hazel.
Hazel and Abdullah. Well, like, Hazel is apparently Abdullah's sister, and Abdullah is a friend of the show. He used to come to The Blind Pig, and he got up and did stand up a couple times. Well, he got up on the mic and said, "Man, I'm so high. I'm so high. I'm so high." For about 2 or 3 minutes, but I mean, it was kind of like stand up, but not really, but sort of. Anyway, so yeah, I made them their own little personal memes, because I'm like, if you believe crap on the internet, maybe you'll believe it better this way. But I am unhappy to report that this did not have any effect on the test subjects either. So yet another way to not get the truth across to anybody.
The research continues.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna keep trying. Desiree James, who tweets at Mr. Film Critic with a K, says, when somebody disagrees with you online and demands you prove your point to their satisfaction by writing a logically sound defense, you can save a lot of time by not doing that. Dude, I've known you for 10 seconds and I've enjoyed none of them. I'm not taking homework assignments from you.
Yeah.
Which really, dude, I seriously have with my conversations now with him, he keeps wanting to engage me, and I just keep responding, reading is fundamental. Last time it was RuPaul saying, reading is what? And the crew going, fundamental. And I was just like, he's like, you just don't like it when people tell you the truth. And I'm just like, what was the last truth that you read in a book? Anyway, moving on. Here's a truth that stirred up all kinds of people. It's a 3-panel from Spider-Man, and she says, "Tell me the truth. I'm ready to hear it." And Spider-Man says, "If you want to be done with grading, you need to actually grade." She cries. Original poster Charles McKinney says this is abusive. And I posted it, and I had no idea I knew so many teachers, even retired teachers. Everybody went, oh, ow. Touch the nerve.
Got him. TD, I'm going to need help with this first name. Do you know who any of these people are?
Yes. Okay, so
Hey, can you describe this? You describe the meme and then read it.
I got you. This is from a recent episode of AEW Rampage on Friday nights on TNT. Here we have Brody King kicking the ever-living shit of some underpaid jobber who's only here for a week to get a paycheck and get kicked in the face by Brody King. Brody King is labeled. I'll let Livian go from here.
Okay, so yeah, Brody King is kicking this guy right in the face. Does this guy getting kicked in the face have a name?
No, he's a random jobber that this was his only time on
Okay.
TV, and I haven't seen him since.
Well, I'm going to call him Jobber. I like that. So Brody King is kicking this jobber in the face. There's another guy laying on the ground, ostensibly already kicked, and he's on the ground, out. What's the wrestler's name again? Last time.
Brody King.
Brody King. Brody King is labeled me. He is kicking in the face a random jobber labeled flushing the public toilet. And this is exactly the way I look when I flush the public toilet. Same meme. Brody King is now labeled 35-year-old with 2 felonies. The random jobber getting kicked in the face is 13-year-old at their first hardcore show. I have been that 13-year-old. All right, this time Brody King is labeled Elon Musk. And Jobber is labeled Twitter getting kicked in the face, and down on the ground already knocked out is Dogecoin. The Onion reports that Mitch McConnell inflates throat pouch in show of dominance over fellow congressional males. And here it's a picture of Mitch McConnell with his throat inflated like a bullfrog, and I didn't know he could do that. Anyway,
when did the Onion start doing real news?
That's right. I know. It's weird. They used to be satire. Here's a picture of a man holding a knife and another man, an older man, next to a car, and it looks like he's bending over. One guy standing there holding a knife, other guy bending over, and the guy bending over says, "I'm about to come." And then the second panel, he stands up and points a pistol at him. He says, "Or am I?"
No, dude, no.
I do not understand this joke at all. Okay, listen, where we're about to go, this will probably be the rest of the set, I think, or pretty close. Yeah, this was the funniest fucking thing I found online this week. I laughed my ass off at it, and I was not alone. Naughty at Naughty Designs, Notty Designs with an extra S, says, quote unquote, "That's rich," is white people's be fucking for real. It eats. And this is 195,000 likes to that. That's rich. And then she follows it up with, "That's rich coming from you, Jessica." Laugh my fucking ass off. Love it. Listen, I want to say, like, my white middle class sensibilities, when I read this, "Oh, that's rich coming from you, Jessica," I flinched. I was like, ooh, like, that is fucking cold. So this started a long thread. One reply says, "White people really have good lingo. I don't know why they want to use Abe so bad." And then someone else replies, this because I love it when they go, "Well, newsflash." Soggy98 says, "Get a load of this guy," is a personal favorite.
That one was personal.
At Thotty Gwirl says, "No, because for Pete's sake, eats every time. Who is Pete? Why is his sake so important? There is lore and layers." And Mojave says, "Because it's more polite than saying for Christ's sake. And the old saying was that when you die, you see St. Peter at the pearly gates, and he was ordained Christ's vicar." And Soggy98 says, "I love the lore behind white people lingo." Z-Swag says, "I personally think they snapped when they came up with riddle me this." And this one says, "You hear, you're skating on thin ice, buddy, and it's not looking good." And then the next one says, "Your ass is grass, and I'm the lawnmower."
My dad. That was my dad's. That was my dad's.
All right, but I got to say, this next one is maybe the best wave, which they also coined in this thread for white people, for white American vernacular English. Instead of Ave, it's wave. And yeah, I think this one took the cake for me because first of all, I'd never heard it, but secondly, I'm going to use it from now on. And it says, "Today I heard a white girl say, 'Get off the cross. We need the wood.'" Because I am stealing that wave.
What?
"Get off the cross. We need the wood." Never heard it before. Trust me, you're going to get sick of hearing me say it. That's it for my round 3. Penultimate round.
That's a good one.
Kicking
I
it
like
back
that one.
over to TD.
All right, let's
one.
do
That's
this.
a good one, Michael.
Finish
Put it in the
strong. Finish
rotation.
strong. I'm gonna finish strong. All right. Yeah. As soon as I get started. The first one.
Monster cock. Cookie monster cock. You've already set a very high bar.
Appreciate you, man. No, let me read. Yeah, I feel personally attacked by this meme. New friend of mine and the show posted. I finally get it. Hitting the age where I finally understand why people are so excited when appliances, and it's a couple on The Price is Right. Dude looking overjoyed. They're both white, as you can tell, and wearing glasses and wearing matching shirts like you do on The Price is Right. And the dude is looking very happy. The woman is just emotionally losing all of her shit. And you know it's like a sweet washer dryer combo.
Yeah, she's doing that. She's making that sound.
Yeah. Yeah, like a dying mating moose. All right. Anyway, I get that. Anyway, moving on.
Oh,
new friend of the show, bring us your band, your tired and your poor memes. Just post a picture of 2 women dressed like Rhea Ripley from the last round. And they appear to be lighting, I wouldn't call it a fart, but it's coming from a similar neighborhood. We're going to let your imagination do what it does. And it says, "Step at McDonald's making a Filet-O-Fish."
Whoa. Send
your letters and your complaints to Eric Sizemore, courtesy of Merkle Press, for 15 cents. Postage and handling.
I'm kind of confused.
The joke is actually is troubling, but not nearly so troubling as the picture. Really, it's a problematic joke, but this is a problematic picture.
Nah.
I dig it. That's just me. All right, I've done similar jokes, but God damn it, this is similar and it's still important. Worldwide Women just post this picture and says, "Judging by the past few years, I suspect someone already has, because some sciencey motherfuckers posted this 500-year-old prosthetic eye found near Zabul in Iran is the oldest in history. It was made from tar and animal fat and painted gold. The wearer was a 6-foot-tall priestess." And something I can't read at the moment. It says, I made mad. It says, "Do, period, not, period, remove, period, the golden, period, eye from the unnaturally large holy woman's all caps skeleton, period. Please."
Well done.
Yeah, I try my best. Moving on.
Don't touch it.
We got Henpecked Hal here. At Henpecked Hal, acquaintance of the show, could be a friend. We got drinks on Thursday. Anyway, says, "Last night my son asked if I'd ever heard of a pillow fight. I said I had not. So he explained the premise and asked me if I would play. I awkwardly held a pillow as he gave me pointers through a smile that lit up the room. My first swing took him off his feet. Never fucking saw it coming." I approve that message. Anyway, 1980s memory lane post, "When your jam comes on, but you don't know the words, and it's just a picture of disgraced pop group Milli Vanilli.
Girl, you know it's true.
On a loop, baby."
Ooh, 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 I love you.
Oh, God, I miss the 80s and 90s. Okay, friend of the show, friend of mine, Blunts and Bongs. says when you hit a bong, you forgot to add water too, and it's Johnny Cash looking like Johnny Cash singing the opening line of the song "Hurt." I hurt myself today, and I feel this meme. Oh God, I feel this. It hurts so bad. I can't sing and be serious with you, and I can't fucking do it because I know what I sound like. Friend of mine, friend of the show, Kent Jones. I've known him for almost 30 years. Posts this wonderful picture, and it's on the left. It's the character Rip from the show Yellowstone, kind of a decent looking, tough cowboy looking motherfucker. And it says what she wants for Christmas. And then the next picture is a guy that kind of looks like me with a shorter beard, and he fat and in his tidy whities, and he got a little cowboy hat on. It says what's she getting? And because Rip is labeled what she wants for Christmas, and the other dude is what's she getting?
Yeah. He looks very determined, I'll have you know. What's she getting?
All I can think is when I look at this picture and look at the what's she getting part, all I can think is, well, Mary, here we go.
You know, I just like to point out that this is the most self-aware cowboy I've ever seen. He knows what she wants. He knows what he is. I mean, that's
he knows what she getting.
That is total situational
right.
awareness.
I'm going to let you know she knows what she getting, and she's there. Okay,
that's what I want to let you know. Yeah, she's ready to get it.
She's fucking there. Yeah.
Yeah, she's for it. That's what she wants. That's what she getting.
Oh God.
Friend of the show, Nate Copley, post Rohita. I don't want to butcher that, so I'm not gonna say it.
Hits a dopa meme. I love it.
Hits a dope meme. Repost Rahita here saying every big city heroine in a Hallmark Christmas movie needs to ask where that small town dude was on January 6, 2021.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right.
I mean, look, I'm a flannel wearing bearded man. I look like I should be in one of them movies as the guy's best friend because I'm Pudgy brother. But still, even they giving the flannel wearing bearded dudes bad names. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, I feel this one big time. I love this one. Perfect.
Nate always finds the good ones. All right, next up we got Disney After Dark with just hashtag Dolly posting. Fawn Mosado post, Dolly Parton has been married for 54 years and I have never seen her husband, not one time. Goals, question mark? And then assassination tips for ladies, new friend of the show, post. Fun fact, Dolly Parton ain't blonde, and all her blonde dudes are wigs. All when she goes out with her husband because he doesn't want to be in the public eye, she has her real hair and wears more typical middle-aged Southern lady outfits, and people just don't recognize her. She Clark Kent's her way through maintaining a private life.
Oh my God, she's been Clark Kenting us the whole time?
Dude.
Big time.
This whole time.
Very nice.
Just when I thought I couldn't love Dolly anymore. Okay, now Deborah M post my favorite meme I think I saw this week. Nice. Deborah M, friend of the show, post a rhinoceros being chased by a little tiny wiener dog looking thing.
Little
chihuahua wiener dog crossbow, some bitch. Ankle biting little dog. Anyway, then in the next picture, it's the dog being interviewed with a microphone, and the little puppy dog's going, "Yeah, I was on drugs that day." I feel this.
Dude, yo quiero rhino taco.
It's your word. Yo quiero rhino bell.
Yo quiero rhino taco.
All right.
What
yeah. End of my last one for round 3 here before we go on the Sizemore round 3. My friend Josh Britt posted the Cult of Crab and says, "I love those little crab raccoons you get at the Chinese restaurant, and it's a crab raccoon. It is a terrifying, nightmarish picture of a crab that looks like it's got a raccoon face, and it's the coloring. It's got the tail. It'll haunt my nightmares. But yeah, crab raccoons at your Chinese buffet."
Very nice.
I never really liked them.
I love those fucking things.
I love me some crab rangoon. You can only get it here in the Midwest and on the East Coast too, man. They didn't have it on the West Coast
word?
for a long time. Yeah, My friend used to lived in Oakland, and every time she came back to Champaign, she'd go out to Costco or Sam's and pick up like a freezer bag, 20 pounds of crab rangoon. I was like, dang, you really like crab rangoon? She goes, you can't get them. You cannot get them on the West Coast.
Oh, wow. Yeah, going through the DTs, having withdrawals like a little fiend.
Yeah, it's another one of those Asian foods that we call Chinese that was probably invented in Akron, Ohio.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine too who's like, what do you mean they're not Asian? I go, dude, they contain cream cheese.
Hey, yeah, I'm thinking Latino.
It's your first hint. You know, you get a bowl of chop suey with cream cheese? No. Fun. All right, moving on to my round 3. We have more strong thoughts. Kate Swaff also says, Mary fucking knew. All right, we're gonna read it all. Meanwhile, in Rockford, Illinois, we got a picture of a Christmas tree through the bay window of a nice little ranch house here, but it's poking out the roof with the star on top.
Easier than telling her no.
Oh my God. Such a brilliant picture there, man. Absolutely love it. I think my favorite Christmas picture so far has been Baby Yoda here with the elf on a shelf feet coming out of his mouth. He's got the hat in his hand.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Super adorable. I was looking around for some librarian memes, and I still don't feel comfortable posting this one, but it's a picture of the guys from SNL doing the Dick in a Box song, but it says, Librarian, what database search strategies are you using? Boolean, subject headings, student. I put some words in a box!
At Vandy, they assign you a librarian, and mine was named Chris, and I cannot tell you how many times he just looked at me and said, "It's not Michael. Michael, that's never going to work."
I love it. I love this like fictional librarian having a conversation with a student and saying, "So what strategies are you using? Boolean?" The day a student says to me Boolean, I will just cum my pants right there and be fired.
TMI, dude. TMI, man.
Just saying that is how
you have been warned.
Exactly.
Come on.
I said it on Zoom.
Cross-faded, and that's not even as bad as what you just did.
Said it on Zoom. No take backs. All right, man. I think this was, you had your favorite meme of the week. I believe this is my favorite meme of the week, which I posted on FB4tB, a weekly memecast. If you're not following FB4tB, a weekly memecast, then you're missing out. This is El Ron Mexico posting, being a fan of a billionaire must feel like walking around a casino you don't own and hooting like a badass every time the house wins, licking the urinals, calling the trash can sir.
Bro.
Calling the trash can sir.
Bro.
Oh. Yeah, absolutely freaking hilarious. By the way, too, if you haven't noticed, Commissar Jesus posts this daily reminder, which is 3 little Star Wars, oh my God, I forgot.
Stormtroopers.
Little Stormtrooper minifigs from Legos with baseball bats, and they're beating on this horse. And all of the Stormtroopers, all 3 with baseball bats, are labeled me, and the horse is labeled capitalism bad. It's
That's right.
Me again in 37 minutes. And if you're not following Commissar Jesus, I don't know where you're getting your Commissar Jesus news. This is my favorite white Jesus ever, I think.
Oh my God.
I know. The Commissar Jesus. Papers.
If you've ever watched Good Mythical Morning with Rhett and Link, that's all I'm saying.
I don't know. Friend of the show, Kristen Unakis, passes along this breaking news. Picture Will Smith says Will Smith agrees to slap Kanye if they will uncancel him. Fucking loving it. Friend of the show, Jamie posts, it's almost time to switch from my everyday anxiety to my fancy Christmas anxiety.
Yes.
Oh, I feel
Very
that.
festive. Very festive anxiety.
I stole her little red and green hearts when I reposted this myself, too. I thought that was very classy. This is a picture of John Bolton, former U.S. National Security Advisor and complete freaking lunatic. You remember, this is the guy who looks like the White Walrus. And he's basically talking about if Trump gets in the race, that Bolton might have to challenge him, which is just, oh my God. Anyway, but friend of the show, Jeffrey St. Clair, says if Bolton gets in the race, I may vote for Trump.
God, that's rough.
It's like, come to think of it, Trump, unlike Bolton, didn't propose to blow up the top 10 stories of the UN building. An actual thing that John Bolton said. Former U.S. National Security Advisor. We really got to get some kind of litmus test. Do you know what I mean? That's something. Over here
age limit.
Age limit's working for me. Over there on Instagram, because you know what? We never hit Instagram. Zach No Towers in West Hollywood, California, gets hit up with a little text conversation. Somebody says, "Tell me a joke." He says, "I only tell jokes when I have a mic in my hand or a tongue in my butt. And guess what I don't have in my hand?" I don't know why I find that so funny. Friend of the show posted this picture of there's a word for this triangle. It says, "So you think you can weld?" I stared at this for so long.
Guys, no, this fuck this.
Yeah, it's
This is impossible shape.
It's breaking my head. Let's see here. I don't have a joke for this, but it's Santa smoking and pissing in the corner, which I thought was funny. I'm not describing all that. BDS posts, "How are we going to pay for universal health care? I don't know, maybe use the $10,000 in premiums I pay every year and give me health care. Because right now, that $10K pays for zero health care. We're already paying for it. We're just not receiving it." It's like, amen. Amen. Absolutely, amen. Let's see here. Did being a fan of a billionaire. Oh, let's see here. All right. So, last couple three here I'm going to do. Carly Maros, PhD, who posts at Vintage Historia, says, "Some of my friends are discussing why Harrison Ford is still playing Indiana Jones. But honestly, having an 80-year-old professor not retire is like the most accurate part of the franchise." Got to point out, friend of the show, Chuck, says Indiana Jones emeritus. And some people asking why there's Nazis in... Oh, this is Kevin at Scribblescript, says, "Seen people asking why there's Nazis in Indiana Jones 5 if it's set in the 1960s. And to be honest, I'm asking why there's Nazis out there right now in my world, set in 2020s.
No shit.
Word.
And I think this is my final explainer here. This is actually, I just want to make sure you all have seen the Doom Eternal or Doom Eternal 2 graphics and iconography, but it's basically just some kind of fully armored mech-suited dude battling demons in hell, and there's fire, and that's pretty much the gist of it. But man, I have seen so many memes made out of it. And this is my closer for third. Grape Juice Boys posts, "My family, after I've died, heaven gained another angel today." With tears, "Me in hell. Where is Ronald Reagan?"
Yes.
Just slaughtering a demon. "Where is Ronald Reagan?" That's
posted by
great.
Millennials for Guillotines. And if you're not following Millennials for Guillotines, where do you get your guillotine news? Going back for our post with the most to my beautiful co-host, Michael LeBune.
Right, my post with the most this week, kind of a thinker. It's a picture of a UFO and it's beaming up a guy, or it's a human figure, and it says, "Get in, loser. We're doing butt stuff." I want to point out for our listeners that this man is being beamed up ass first. On to you, Tini. What's the post with the most?
Oh God, I don't know if
Oh,
I'll
so
ever.
sorry, I'm not ready.
That's fine because I need a moment to emotionally recover from that.
Bro, I didn't know I could still be broken with butt jokes. That is
Right?
just-
I'm 40.
I'm
That
a
should not have gotten
professional.
me. Yeah.
I'm a professional.
Never too old for butt stuff.
That's what she said.
Oh my God. Ah, crap, dude. I have it, and it's Baby Yoda, right? Yes.
No.
God damn it. Ah.
Die Hard.
Is it Nessie? Is it Chupacabra?
Son of a bitch.
John
Ah,
Is
McClane.
it South Park? Is it
Bruce
Herschel
Willis.
Walker?
gosh. Stop it. I'm trying to think.
I'm giving you the answer.
Boom.
It's Bruce Willis.
There it is.
Got it.
My post with the most is a post I did a little over a year ago. It popped up in my memories the other day. It said, it's me, Andrew T. It says public service announcement Christmas shenanigans. And it's just it says there are two types of people in the world. And it's a picture of Bruce Willis in the 1989 classic Die Hard. No shirt, hairy, got the microphone or the walkie-talkie and the pistola. And it says there are two types of people in this world. People who know Die Hard as a Christmas movie and communist.
You know, originally Die Hard was a pagan festival.
Yes. They used to drop British people off very tall towers. British people pretending to be Germans.
Oh, man. Well, my post with the most is still the Elon table. I cannot believe that we're still talking about this, but Elon's bedside table is still getting memed all to hell. This is the one where he's got a gun and like a Washington replica musket and a bunch of caffeine-free Diet Coke on his nightstand table. Other people were posting their nightstand tables covered in Coke and Pepto-Bismol and sweet tarts. A picture of, oh well, you get it. You get the
George Costanza
His boxers.
on a chase.
My favorite take of all that got the most was Logan Dean at L_Dean says, waking up and knocking over 4 cans of Diet Coke to get my gun because I thought I heard a union forming in my hallway.
Yes.
And because I know you are some open-minded fuckers, I just want to ask you, in the universe next door, I wonder what Elon Knight has on his Musk stand.
Oh.
And that was my with the vote.
No, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
That was all the constitutional requirements to constitute an entire constitutional of Facebook for the Blind for December 6, 2022.
We love you, George.
Mwah.
Thank you, everyone. Mwah.
All right.
Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.